Hi guys, this is Sammy here from Mech Sales and Lettings in Harborne, and next to me is a very, very good friend of mine. I've known him since 2002. He is part of Big Property Finance. If you haven't seen him on the networking scene in Birmingham, you will soon. His name's Dan Hendricks. How you doing, mate?
Very well, mate. Very well indeed. Pleased to be here. Thanks for having me on.
So it's been a long time trying to get him onto this actual channel. But the biggest question, I sort of know what you do as as Big Property Finance, but we're reaching out to the customers here. So firstly, why don't you tell me what Big Property Finance do and what the bridging loan is?
So a bridging loan is short-term finance secured against property. This is becoming even more relevant in the current market. There's going to be lots of opportunities to use this where more long-term mortgages, commercial mortgages have fallen through. Typically used for landlords for buy-to-let purchases, auction purchases, portfolio purchases, or to buy a property, refurb and sell it. The key points of bridging loans is short-term. It's a maximum term of 2 years and it's a maximum loan of £5 million.
All right, so big money there. £5 million is a huge lending capacity for any of our clients. So we have a lot of landlords on our books. What would you say, or how would you pitch this service to a landlord?
I would say when you want a reliable lender, we are the person to go to because we lend our own money, which puts us in a position to be able to guarantee speed of service and flexibility, which in the current climate where the market is so turbulent, you want a reliable lender who can get it over the line. We work particularly well with portfolio purchase landlords who want to add to their portfolio with a minimum of fuss, and therefore we can get the funds to them quickly and they can refinance at a later date when the market has calmed down and they can get a long-term commercial mortgage at a better rate.
Right, but you mentioned interest rates there. So are you saying that because you lend your own money, you guys aren't governed by the interest rates that are being floated around at the moment?
Our rates haven't changed, which is a really, really big selling point, which is why I'm winning a lot more business off the commercial finance brokers out there at the moment, because they know about Big Property Finance, they know that we can deliver. And in fact, we're in charge of our own funds, means it's a streamlined credit process, means we can get you decisions within 3 hours, means we can get you funds out the door within days. So yeah, our rates haven't changed. We may be more cautious on commercial loan to values, because of the state of the market, but the main thing is the rates haven't changed and the service hasn't changed.
That's good to hear, because the rates we're seeing at the moment for commercial mortgages is up to 6.5%, even 7%. So it's getting pretty mental at the moment. So if you guys are fixing your interest rates, I think that's a great thing for our clients. There's something I always like to give to our channel. Can you tell me a really good example, a good story of where you've helped a landlord or a buyer purchasing a property through bridging finance?
Well, a story where we've helped a broker recently, a trusted broker of mine. He had a buy-to-let mortgage lined up with a particular lender. Unfortunately, they pulled that product off the market entirely, meaning that the client of the broker then had 10 days to complete this. Otherwise, he was going to have severe financial penalties. We did a bridging loan against 2 of his investment properties, released £700,000 for him to make his business acquisition. The broker was over the moon. The client was absolutely thrilled because there's not many lenders out there that complete within 10 days. Mm-hmm. Our strong suit is the speed. Other options where we do really well is the auction purchases. A lot of people go to auction, they put down a 10% deposit, they've got 28 days to complete the purchase. We will guarantee that speed of turnaround if we approve of the solicitor that is working on behalf of the investor. So the speed and flexibility are even more popular now than ever, and the reliability issue as well. But those 2 instances highlight how sort of strong we can be in the current market.
We're seeing it now. So right now we're seeing people not necessarily pulling out of deals. They're worried about the prices going down. So they're actually trying to renegotiate prices. Vendors aren't very happy. Surveyors are downvaluing things. But people still want to buy these properties. So I guess if they're buying it for like investment purposes, they can actually use a bridging finance, because bridging finance isn't for everyone, is it?
Bridging finance isn't for everyone, and we only offer the unregulated bridging finance. So if the vendor is selling to a buyer or a borrower who wants to live in the property, that's not for us. It must be for investment or business purposes. So that means that the purchaser is never going to reside in that property. Mm-hmm. So it's a market. It's a really, really buoyant market for various reasons. For one, there's a lot of properties making their way onto the market now. People concerned, people selling because of the mortgage rate increase. And a lot of, as I say, a lot of other lenders pulling various products, meaning bridging is a short term, exactly what it says on the tin, bridging loan, bridge the gap, secure the property, let the market calm down, refinance in 18 months to 2 years.
Date, yeah.
Once
and pull in like
more stable.
Yeah, put in like a normal traditional long-term mortgage
At a better rate than it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, the key here is investment. Serious players, big landlords, big investors don't want to miss out on these opportunities. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for investment over this next 12 to 18 months. While there's a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty in the market, the people who I'm speaking to, the brokers who know the market and the big investors are continuing to purchase, and bridging is the great method for that, especially when our rates are probably only 2% different from a standard commercial mortgage due to all the rate increase.
Yeah, on that note, where do you see this in 18 months? Where do you see property prices? Have you got any inkling? You got any ideas? Does anyone give any good information?
I mean, I speak to a lot of experts who suggest that the prices are going to drop over the next 12 to 18 months, but I've been hearing that for a long time. I think nobody actually knows, but the reality of it is now, if you're serious about investment and you're serious about growing your business or adding to your portfolio, you want reliable bridging in place. As long as you are at a sensible loan to value, even if the property prices do drop in 18 months to 2 years, you're not going to be losing out. So it's all about sensible investment. We have a dedicated team of underwriters who can analyse and speak to you alongside the potential investment. But I think the main key things are, yes, there may well be a drop in price, but I can't see any mega crash.
Yeah.
And so therefore the investments are still going to be relevant, especially as you'll be able to inform me, the rental market has never been a better place. Therefore, you're investing now, you're getting good yields on your investment property, refinance at a later date onto a better term commercial mortgage, whilst maintaining that high level of rent from the likes of yourself.
I think the 2-year actual bridging term is fantastic, because I remember it being a little bit less than that. I thought it was like 1 year, but 2 years gives you enough time for you to make the money you need to make, redevelop the property, and then pull out the money or get a new mortgage to actually refinance the project to obviously to carry on with your investment journey.
I mean, it's a classic flip, so a lot of people do that. I mean, it's stuff that I haven't mentioned too much while I've been sitting with you now, but a lot of, the classic examples: buy a property for 250,000, spend 50,000 on it, it's now worth 450. You either refinance that on a buy-to-let mortgage or an investment mortgage, or you sell for a big profit. And within that, you've just highlighted probably the quickest and easiest way to sort of evidence the benefits of a bridging loan.
Okay.
Because the old classic flip, which is probably still half of the bridging loans we do, is a win, as long as you've got a dedicated team of contractors, builders to support you with the works, because I think some people are let down when they haven't got the right partners in place. The experienced people who are doing regular flips, they've got their teams in place, they buy it, 6 months later they either refinance or sell for a tidy profit, and then move on to the next project.
Just before we end this, so if I'm trying to buy a property and I don't have any of the buy-to-lets, I've got my own personal home, but I find this fantastic property, can I come to you and borrow money against my own home, or does it have to be against capital I have? How do you structure it?
So we would take, the ideal scenario for us is you find this investment property, we would take a first charge on that investment property, give you up to 75% of the purchase price. So you still have to put in 25% yourself. We give 75% loan to value on the investment property. You would then get the team in, do it up, and you say, right, I'm either going to refinance onto a long-term mortgage, or I'm going to sell and pay us back.
Okay.
So we could take a second charge against a person's primary residence, as long as we had a first charge elsewhere. We would never take just our sole charge on someone's primary residence, because that would make it regulated.
Yeah, of course.
And we don't do regulated lending.
So there's options for everyone. All landlords who are watching this video, there's always options if you're looking to expand your investment portfolio. Big Property Finance could be the company for you to come and talk to, and all of the details that you need will be on the end of this video. So if you want to chat to Dan in person, he's a great guy. I've known him for many, many years. I think it's 20 years now. He knows a lot about the property market, and so do I too. Give us a shout, and we'd love to help you guys out.
Indeed. The phone's always on, and no obligation conversations. If anybody wants more information on bridging, or how it works, or how it could work for you, be it an investor, a landlord, a broker, someone working in a bank, IFAs, we're here to chat. We're not going anywhere. We're lending our own money, and we're looking forward to doing plenty of business with everybody in the months and years ahead.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me on, buddy. Appreciate it.